almost 2 months since Paul's funeral and I haven't heard from you since. You rarely update your social media. I'm worried about you. Are you okay? How are you holding up?
Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for reaching out. I'm sorry I've been MIA. I've just been busy with everything. I'm still trying to get over Paul's death, but I'm doing better. I miss him a lot, though. I don't think I'll ever be able to get over his death.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, he was your husband. I could never imagine losing someone so special in my life. You guys were such a lovely couple. Oh, I miss him too. He was a great brother to me. My parents are devastated, but I'm sure time will heal. Hang on there.
Thank you, Lindsay. It means a lot. How are you handling things?
You know, I miss him too. I was shocked to hear the news, but at the same time, I feel like it's important to move on and enjoy life, you know? I guess I'm doing pretty good for someone who's lost their brother just 2 months ago. But you know what I'm like, right?
I see your point. And yes, that's the Lindsay I know. Always trying to see the positive in the negative.
That's me. Anyway, the past 2 months must have been so hard for you, having to take care of everything after the funeral. Aren't there a bunch of documents that need to be processed after somebody's death? You must have been so busy.
Yep, that's basically the reason why I've been MIA. I've been drowning in a pile of documents regarding insurance and bills.
I can't even imagine how complicated things must be. I wish I could be there to help you out as a family. It's too bad I live in a different state. It makes everything so much harder.
Oh, no worries. I'm the wife after all. Plus, I'm grateful that you were able to make it to the funeral. It meant a lot. I'm sure Paul was happy to see you there.
Of course I'd come to my brother's funeral. I'd never miss it.
You were such a wonderful sister to him. He's lucky to have a sister like you.
Oh, Amy, thank you for the kind words. He was lucky to have such a wonderful wife like you.
Thank you. Anyways, I didn't realize coffins were so expensive until now.
Oh my God, I'm glad you can still make jokes. Seems like you're not doing so bad after all.
Well, it's been difficult to be honest. I couldn't sleep for the first couple of weeks after the funeral.
Oh no, that's not good.
I've been trying to keep myself busy so I didn't have to think about my husband's death. But now that I'm done with all the paperwork, I think I might fall into that depressing loophole. I'm starting to remember all the good memories I had with him. I'm mourning all over again. It's hard, especially when I'm still living in the same house. I still have his coat hanging on the chair just as he left it on that morning before he went to work. Who knew that'd be the last time I'd ever see him again?
Amy, I'm so sorry. You're making me want to cry. I can't imagine ever losing my husband. After all, he's the one paying for all my bills. Joke.
Oh my God, Lindsay.
Sorry, too soon.
Anyways, I hate being like this, you know? Whenever I have nothing to do, Paul is all I can think about. I feel like I could never get over him. That's why I've been trying to focus on my career instead of my personal life.
So you're running away from reality?
Well, I mean, if you put it that way, I guess so. I'd rather focus on my work than be miserable all the time, you know?
Don't push yourself too much, though. I don't want you to get overstressed. Plus, mourning is part of recovery. It's okay to be sad. The last thing I want is to lose my sister-in-law after my brother. Please take care of yourself. Maybe you should rest for a while. Take a break from work.
Like a temporary leave?
Yeah, I mean, look at you right now. You're still in the middle of trying to get over Paul's death. You shouldn't be working when you're both emotionally and physically drained. Unless you have to work in order to support yourself.
No, I have plenty of savings that'll cover my bills and cost of living for a while. I also have Paul's life insurance money, too.
I heard firefighters have a lot of insurance benefits. Is it true?
Yeah, I don't want to get into too much detail, but I've received plenty of money that'll help me a lot for a while.
I see. I guess that's what you get when you have a job that can risk your life.
Yeah, but it's really not about the money. Losing a family member, your husband, is the most terrible thing I've ever experienced. Even with all the money, nothing can compare to how I feel about losing him. He was my other half, and I'm all alone now.
You're right. I'm sorry. Did you ever think about making him quit his job? There are so many dangers and risks in working as a firefighter.
I've always been worried for his safety. Every morning I kissed him goodbye before he left for work. I knew that anything could happen. But it was his lifelong dream to become a firefighter. He was passionate about saving people's lives, and I wanted to support him all the way, no matter what. He loved his job.
That's beautiful. Honestly, since I'm just a stay-at-home wife, I never understood people who are so passionate about working and careers. You must be so proud of Paul being passionate about his work and even risking his life to save someone else's. It's incredible.
Yes, he was such a wonderful person. You must be proud of him as his sister.
I guess. But as I said, don't pressure yourself to work too much, okay? It's important to treat yourself once in a while. Go out and have fun, enjoy life. I think you deserve it now after dealing with all of this the last couple of months.
Now? I don't know about that. I don't think I'm emotionally available to go out yet.
It's now or never. It'll be fun if you go with a friend. Like me.
What?
Why don't you and I go on a little girls' trip? We can go to Spain like you've always wanted to.
Spain? Just the two of us?
Yep, my husband can stay home and we'll both enjoy our time with each other. We can go to the beach and get a sexy tan, eat delicious food, and just enjoy life. I think it could be great to refresh your mind a bit. You have your passport, right?
Yes, but...
No buts. Come on, you deserve it, girl. It's been 2 months since the funeral. I'm not telling you to forget about it, but you need to start living your life again. I'm sure Paul would agree with me. He wouldn't want you to be all sobby for the rest of your life. He'd want you to be happy and thriving.
I know. I want to move on, but I feel like time is passing by so fast, yet slowly at the same time. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm just in a bad dream and Paul is actually alive.
Girl, that's a sign you need a break. The more you describe your life to me, the more I get concerned about your well-being. Listen to me. You're coming to Spain with me and we're going to have the best time of our lives. To España!
I guess you're right. To España.
That's my girl. I'll plan out everything, the dates, airlines, hotels, and other stuff.
Lindsay, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I never would have decided to enjoy life if it weren't for you. Thank you.
Girlie, don't worry about it. You're my sister-in-law. We're family, and I'm simply here to be by your side. I love you. Love you.
I love you too, Lindsay. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Amy, I've got our trip all planned out.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Okay, so I've booked us a first-class ticket on the plane, and we'll be staying at the Grand Shell Hotel for our entire trip.
Wait, what? First class? And isn't Grand Shell Hotel a 5-star luxury hotel? How many days are we staying?
5 days.
5 days at a luxury hotel. Lindsay, our entire trip will be so expensive. We didn't have to book a first class.
Honey, no. There's no way I'll be seated in economy class with all those peasants. I know first class is a bit on the pricey side, but after watching some YouTube videos of people reviewing those luxury seats, I had to get them.
Oh my God, Lindsay, how much are they?
$2,000 for one way. So that'll be $4,000 per person since I booked first class on our way back to Seattle.
Lindsay, that's too expensive. How much is the hotel?
I think it was like $2,000 for 5 nights per person.
That is way out of our budget.
It's all worth it though. The hotel even has a special deal for a cruise. We're definitely going.
Our trip is going to cost $6,000 per person just to get there and come back, and just to stay. That's way too much.
Girl, calm down. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. We deserve it.
What about other expenses like food and souvenirs? Are you even able to afford it? I mean, is your husband even okay with our trip?
What are you talking about? You're paying for everything.
Excuse me?
You have Paul's inheritance money. I didn't think I had to explain myself.
Are you saying that I'm paying for both of our trips with that money?
Yup.
That's not fair.
Why? I'm the one who suggested the trip. I did all the research and booked us a nice flight and a nice hotel.
Yes, but at least pay for your own. I'm not paying for both of us. Either way, this is too expensive. We need to make a budget for how much we spend on our trip.
What? Why? Don't be a party pooper.
There's no way I'm going to agree with any of this.
I know you have enough money to pay for both of us, though. I did some digging on how much you got out of Paul's life insurance and his inheritance.
You did what? That's an invasion of my privacy.
Oh well, the truth is out. It seemed like a lot of money. So much money that even if you were to pay for our trip, you'd still have enough money to spend it on 2 or 3 more trips like the one I've planned. I don't think it'll be a big deal for you to pay for this trip.
Are you hearing yourself right now? That money is not for splurging on expensive trips like this.
What? Are you saying that you're going to keep all that money to yourself? You know Paul's my brother. Don't you think you should share some with me?
It's not about keeping it all to myself, but I'm not spending it like this either. I don't want to be wasteful.
Wasteful? I did a nice gesture by cheering you up and encouraging you to go on a trip. How dare you ruin everything?
You just want to go on a luxury trip, don't you? You don't care about my feelings. You're just using me.
Don't put it that way. I mean, it's true that I'm interested in some nice vacation. I haven't been on trips in years. You know how I love traveling. You have plenty of money. It'll be wasteful to not use any of it. Come on now, let's have some fun. I don't think it'll hurt to splurge once in a while.
You sound like you're trying to take advantage of Paul's death. He's your brother, Lindsay. Plus, it's none of your business what I do with the money.
My goodness, you make me sound like some type of evil sister. It's nothing like that, I swear. All I'm saying is that why don't we put that money he left for you to good use? No offense, but it's clear that you haven't been exactly living the best life recently. I genuinely think that a little vacay would help you get back on track in life.
Back on track? What, like you think I'm off track right now?
No, it's not like that. I just thought that this trip would make you happy, that's all. So let's not worry about money and go have some fun. I'm sure that's what Paul wants for you.
Honestly, our conversation is giving me a headache right now.
Well, maybe you wouldn't get a headache if you'd be more easygoing.
Excuse me?
You said you'd come. You can't change your mind anymore. I've already booked the tickets and everything. There's no turning back.
You don't care about my feelings at all. You're just taking advantage of my situation.
That's not true. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. I know you're gonna love Spain. You're gonna thank me once we get on that flight.
I'm not so sure about that.
Anyways, I'll send you the links. All you have to do is make the payment by next week. I'm looking forward to it. Love you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Hey, Amy, did you make the payment for our trip? You better hurry up or they're going to cancel our booking and give it to someone else. You don't know how hard it was to get a reservation.
Hey, Lindsay. Before you get all excited, there's something I want to tell you about the price of the hotel. Since it's summer and vacation season, it's $5,000 and not $2,000 like you mentioned previously. $5,000 for 5 days per person. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it doesn't really matter to me since you're paying for all of it. It'll be no problem if the money comes from Paul's life insurance and inheritance. You're basically paying it for free.
So, you're fine with the price. $5,000 for the hotel.
Yes, do I have to repeat myself? I don't care about the price.
Cool, I just made the payment.
Thank you. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is gonna be the best trip ever. I still haven't bought my swimsuit. I have to go shopping for some cute outfits too. This is gonna be so great. I better go visit Paul's graveyard later and thank him.
No need.
What?
I made the payment with your money.
Wait, what? My money?
Yes, your money. Also, I've only paid for one person since I'm not going. Enjoy your trip to Spain.
Amy, I don't understand what's going on.
Last night I spoke with your husband about the trip we were planning. But after I realized that you were just trying to use my money, I didn't feel like going anymore. Since you didn't stop pressuring me to make the payment, I told your husband about everything. that you're trying to use my husband's inheritance money to go on a luxury vacation for free.
You told Robert? He hasn't said anything to me. Did he mention something about me?
He said you shouldn't use people to get what you want. If you want to go on a fancy trip, you should work hard to be able to afford it and not use other people's money. Wise words.
Oh no. How did you even pay it with my money?
It was your husband's idea to use your credit card. He gave me all the card info. Since you don't work, it's basically coming out of your husband's pocket, though. He was furious and embarrassed about the way you acted and spoke to me like that. He even gave me $50,000 as an apology. He sold all of your designer bags, clothes, and shoes and made it into cash.
He did what? I can't believe he got rid of all my stuff. Those were my babies. You know how much designer items mean to me.
What I'm shocked about is that you had $50,000 worth of designer items. But you can't blame your husband entirely for this. You bought everything with his money. I think he has the right to do whatever he wants with the things he paid for. Especially after what you tried to pull on me. I think this was a learning lesson about money and its value.
No, this is betrayal. I can't believe Robert would do such a thing without saying anything. He could have told me.
Like this is your first time. He said you've tried to scam your friends into signing up for some weird, sketchy, spiritual class for a high price. You were caught multiple times and look at you now. You haven't changed at all. All you do is try to steal money from people.
I can't believe he told you about that. How dare he?
No, how dare you? You tried to manipulate me on purpose right when I was in a weak state trying to move on from Paul's death. People shouldn't go near someone dangerous like you. Do you really think I'd ever spend a single penny on some parasite like you? The money that Paul left for me? No, thank you.
Why are you so cheap? It was supposed to be a vacation to get away from everything. Spending several $1,000s wouldn't hurt after receiving all that money. I know you have savings too. You don't have to worry about money at all.
It's not about the money, Lindsay. My problem with you is that you're taking Paul's death too lightheartedly. You try to take this opportunity to manipulate me and get some joy out of this, which will benefit you. Paul is your brother, Lindsay. How can you be so manipulative like that? I don't understand how anyone could go on a trip just 2 months after their family member passed away.
Light-heartedly? Are you serious? How dare you? Of course I cared about Paul. It's just I'm the type of person to face reality and move on quickly, unlike you.
Excuse me. I don't think you understand how important Paul was to me. He risked his life saving someone. He was a brave hero.
A hero? No, he was a coward for choosing to become a firefighter, a job that's dangerous and could potentially kill you. I can't believe our government pays so much money to such cowards. It's such a stupid job. Whoever chooses to become a firefighter is probably just suicidal. All of our tax money is being wasted on idiots like them.
Lindsay, you need to take back what you just said. You've crossed the line multiple times already, but calling him suicidal is not okay. Why do you have such a negative view of your brother's career? You should be proud that he saved someone's life. People like him are the reason why we might get a second chance in life when we're in a dangerous situation. You never know what's going to happen.
I'm just speaking what everyone is thinking.
Is that so? Tell me, who are these people who think like you? Because I've never in my life heard anyone talk about firefighters in such a negative manner.
Maybe that's because you have no one else to talk to in your life after Paul died.
You know, I never thought how terrible you were until now. I'm lost for words. I'm gonna make you regret speaking to me like that about my husband. Just wait and see.
What? Hello? Hey, you! I can't believe you did this to me. You've completely ruined my life.
What are you talking about? Oh, wait, let me guess. Is it about your husband filing for a divorce and kicking you out of his house?
You cold-hearted, evil monster.
What? This isn't my fault. Your husband left you simply because he was in disbelief at what you tried to do to me after catching you trying to scam people multiple times. I guess he didn't want to stay married to a scammer anymore.
It's because you tattletaled to Robert. We're not in 6th grade, Amy. Grow up. If you hadn't overreacted and told my husband about our trip, this wouldn't have happened. Even my parents kicked me out when I went to their house.
Well, Robert and I told your parents exactly what had happened, including how you spoke about Paul and your previous scammer acts. They were in shock and said they didn't want anything to do with you anymore.
Oh my God. Are they cutting me off completely? I don't have anywhere else to go, though.
Your father especially was in disbelief since he's lost a close friend before in the same way Paul passed away. There was a fire incident when your father was in college and his friend passed away when he was trying to save a classmate. He said he was offended by how you have zero respect for people who'd risk their lives to save others.
What? I didn't know that. That's not fair.
That doesn't change anything, Lindsay. It doesn't change the way you spoke about Paul. We see your true colors now.
So what now? They're still my parents. You're still my family. You guys can't cut me off like this. I don't have a place to stay. Hey, what about yours? You have a guest room at your house, don't you? Can I stay at your place?
How dare you ask me if you could move into my home? I can't believe the audacity you have. If I let you in, who knows? You might steal something.
I would never. Oh, come on. I'm sorry about everything. I promise I'll change.
Honey, quit your fake apology. It's honestly too cringe.
Then what am I supposed to do? I don't have any money, I don't have a job, and I have nowhere to stay. Please don't tell me I'm going to end up becoming homeless.
Who knows, but there's hope. I have one good piece of news. You're able to get your money back from the travel agency if you cancel the booking within 3 days of payment.
What? Really?
Obviously, there'd be a cancellation fee, but I'm sure it's better than nothing.
How much is the cancellation fee?
If you cancel now, it'll be 70% of the price you paid. It increases by 10% each day.
What? That means I barely get my money back. There's still a month before the trip.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. I think you used some sketchy site to book everything. You should know since you're a scammer yourself. But don't blame the company since you found it yourself.
Whatever. I guess it's better than nothing. It's still not enough to support myself, though. I can't even afford a place to live.
Why don't you go on the trip and enjoy a bit of luxury life before you fall into the depths of poverty?
Why would I do such a thing? That's dumb. I wouldn't get any of my money back if I go on the trip.
The only thing that's dumb is you. What kind of idiot would say such terrible things? Did you really think it wouldn't ruin your relationship with your family? How insensitive can you be?
You're gonna regret saying that and putting me through all this humiliation. You know what? I'm gonna file a lawsuit against the travel agency. I'm gonna sue them and win some cash. I'm gonna win so much money and become richer than any of you all combined.
I don't think that's how it works, but okay. Good luck with that. No one would help you anyways. You're a scammer and everyone will know. I guess I look forward to seeing you a rich billionaire.
Whatever, Amy. Just watch and see.
Lindsay ended up canceling the trip and receiving only 30% of the fee she had paid. She tried to rent an apartment with the money she had left, but didn't have enough to support herself. She had no choice but to find somewhere else to live. Fortunately, an old friend of hers was kind enough to help out, and they're now sharing the same apartment room. They live in a small apartment, and Lindsay is having a hard time adjusting to her new temporary home since it's far from where and how she used to live. She had no choice but to start a job and work day and night to pay rent and buy groceries every month. Since it's her first time working full-time, she's constantly dealing with complaints from her boss and coworkers. According to rumors, Lindsay has a terrible sense of time management and keeps showing up to work late, almost making her get fired. She complains every day about her job and shows no gratitude or remorse for her actions. Because she wasn't making enough money, one day she visited her parents' home. Her father answered the door, only to throw her an envelope with a check inside. It wasn't a lot of money, but enough for her to realize that she was no longer welcome in the house. It seems like Lindsay was facing her punishment and trying to turn her life around. Although it'll be a lot of work, I hope she learns from her mistakes. On the other hand, I'm still not over Paul's death. I don't think I ever will be. Although, saying that, I'm doing much better each day. I've been enjoying my work and hobbies and trying to stay active as much as I can. I also adopted a puppy from a shelter as a new member of my family. Having a cute fuzzy pet around the house helps me a lot emotionally. I miss Paul every day, but I believe that his soul lives in my heart with me. I hope one day I can reunite with him when the time comes. Until then, I want to enjoy my life. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.
Hey, Kara. There's something that we need to talk about. It's about Mom. We'd be happy to take her in. She can live with us from now on. Hey, Mina. I didn't expect a text from you all of a sudden. What do you mean by that? Do you mind explaining what you're saying? I feel a little bad that I made you and Tom organize our dad's funeral and everything. You guys were the ones that lived with him and cared for him till the very end, right? You're my sister-in-law, so I feel bad about making you care for my parents. I'm offering to let my mom move in with us so that you guys don't have to care for her anymore. It's about time you guys had some time to yourselves. Are you sure that's going to be okay with you? Your mom is still healthy, but she's starting to get very old now. She's going to need a lot of help in the near future. Are you sure that you're going to be able to care for her day after day? You were saying that you had no free time because you had to take care of your own kids. That was all a long time ago. I'll be fine now. My kids are in elementary school now and are much more independent than before. I'm sure I'll be completely fine taking care of Mom now. You're going to have to take her to the hospital pretty often. Her knees are doing better right now, but a few months ago we were going to the hospital around 3 times a week. You don't need to worry about any of that anymore. Mom's saying that she'd prefer to live with me now. It's already decided, so there's no need for you to worry. She's going to move in with us as soon as possible. You two can keep that rusty old house. Go ahead and do whatever you want with that place. You should probably renovate it if you plan to keep living there. My parents bought that house a long time ago. Hello, Katie. Is it really true that you're going to be living with Mina and her husband? Did you have some problems when you were living with us? I want to know what we did wrong, if possible. Oh, hello, Kara. What's the matter all of a sudden? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I just received a text from Mina about it. She told me that you were going to be moving in with her. Oh, so that's what this is about. It's not like I don't want to live with you guys anymore. In fact, I'm really grateful for you guys for everything that you've done for me. I had a lot of fun living with you both. I can't thank you enough. If that's the case, then why are you going to move in with Mina and her husband? I thought that you wanted to live in your own house till the very last day. This is your house, and we're very grateful that you let us live here. If we're causing you some trouble in any way, then please let us know. We'd be happy to move out. We really don't want to force you out of your own house. Kara, you need to calm down. You haven't done anything wrong to upset me. If anything, I was the one causing you guys a lot of trouble. You guys had just gotten married when I moved in with you guys. You both deserve some time with each other without me getting in the way. I was really, really grateful that you guys took care of my husband before he passed away. Thank you so much for that. You don't need to thank us for that at all. We barely did anything to help at all. You were the one constantly caring for him. Me and Tom could only help out from time to time as we both work full-time. What are you talking about? You both spent so much of your free time helping me out. I decided that I can't keep depending on you guys for help. That's not fair for the two of you. I hope you guys enjoy some time alone with each other. You both deserve it after all the time you've sacrificed for me. That's so kind of you. I was thinking of moving out and finding my own place when Mina texted me. She said that she felt bad making you guys look after me for such a long time and asked if I wanted to move in with her. I was really happy when she offered to take me in. That's why I decided that I would move in with Mina and her family. Okay, I understand why you're moving in with them now. I'm not going to try to stop you if this is a decision that you made. I'm going to be very sad to see you leave, but I hope you enjoy your new life living with Mina and her family. Thank you so much. The house that we're living in is actually my husband's property, and it's under his name. I'm thinking of giving the house and all the land to Tom. I'll get the paperwork completed so that it will all be in his name. You guys can renovate the house as you like now. It's a little old, so I would recommend renovating it if you guys can. Are you really sure about that? You're going to give us this house? Yes, I'm sure. You and Tom have both helped me out so much in the past few years. It's my way of saying thanks. Even though Mina's house is a little far away, I'll try to come and visit from time to time. That would be great. We will be looking forward to you visiting us then. Mina's house is a little small, but I'm sure you will have a great time interacting with your grandchildren every day. I hope that you enjoy your new home. Please let me know how things are going from time to time.
I can't believe it. I should never have trusted her in the first place. I think Mina is trying to steal all of Mom's savings from her.
Wait, what are you talking about, Tom? Is everything okay? Tell me what's going on.
I had to go to the town that Mina lives in for work today. I decided to stop by her house after work as I was close by. I couldn't believe my eyes when I arrived at her house. They've built a completely new house from scratch.
Wait, what? A new house from scratch? I haven't heard about that from Mary at all.
I hadn't heard about it either. The thing is, Mary's husband is currently unemployed. He lost his job last year and hasn't gotten employed ever since. It doesn't make any sense for them to build a new house right now. They shouldn't have the financial freedom to do that unless they won the lottery or something.
Yeah, building a new house would be very expensive right now. There's no way they have the savings for it.
I thought it was strange, so I asked Mina how they afforded it. She told me that they asked Mom to pay them $100,000 so that they could build the new house.
Wait, what? Did you just say $100,000?
It's ridiculous, right? Mina told me that she asked for the money for letting her move in with them. I'm pretty sure that Mina was after Mom's money from the very start. That's the only reason she offered to let Mom move in with them. I'm getting so angry just talking about this. They only wanted Mom to move in with them so that they could build a new house with her money. I thought it was kind of strange that Mary was willing to take Mom in. She didn't help us out at all when Dad was sick. I should have doubted her intentions when she offered to let Mom move in with her.
Maybe this is good for Mrs. Smythe as well. She gets a nice and new house to live in for the rest of her life. They probably built the new house so that she gets her own room. $100,000 is way too much in my opinion, but maybe it's okay if everyone is happy about it. Katie was the one that paid the money. She probably discussed everything with Mina and her husband before making this decision.
I wouldn't complain if everyone seemed to be happy. They didn't even make a private room for Mom. Every single member of Mina's family got their own room. Mom has to sleep on the floor of the living room every single day. She has no privacy to herself at all.
Are you serious? That's unbelievable! Katie was the one that paid for the new house to be built. She should get the largest private room to herself.
Also, the toilet and the corridors were really small and narrow. It's not designed for someone to move around in a wheelchair at all. Mom's going to need a wheelchair soon, so I have no idea how she's going to continue living in that house. The house hasn't been built so it's friendly to elderly people at all. Mina had no intention of letting Mom live in that house at all.
I'm really shocked to hear all of this. Katie is going to struggle to live in that house in the future then.
It looked like she was struggling to live there already. She doesn't have any privacy and they're forcing her to do all the housework. They all treat her like she's a nuisance for sleeping in the living room. I really can't believe that she's being treated so terribly, even though she was the one that paid for the house to be built.
I completely agree with you. It sounds like they're all treating her like a slave. I feel really sorry for Katie. I never should have let her move out of our house.
I really wanted to do something about it, but Mom is adamant about continuing to live with them. She says that she just hasn't gotten used to her new lifestyle yet. She told me that things would get better for her soon and that she's completely okay. I also think that she doesn't want to leave because she loves her grandchildren so much.
I'm still really worried for her. I think Mina's family is going to treat her even worse if we don't do something about it. I'm also worried that they're going to make her use up all of her savings. I know that she was working very hard to save up all that money for retirement.
You shouldn't need to worry about that too much. Mom isn't stupid, so I don't think she's going to just blow all her savings on them. I'm sure that she will ask us for help when she's really in trouble.
Do you think so? I'm afraid that she might not ask us for help because she would feel bad.
We should get our house ready for when Mom wants to move in with us again. I'm really sorry to have to say this, but I think that our time alone isn't going to last very long. Mom is probably going to move in with us in the near future again. Would that be okay with you?
Of course it's okay. I'm really grateful for everything that Katie has done for me in the past. I've become great friends with her, and I think of her as my second mom. She's a very important person to me.
Thanks so much for being so understanding, Kara. If my mom contacts you about anything, then please let me know right away. I'm really worried about our current situation.
Hey, Kara! It's been a while. I hope that you're doing well. I know this is a little sudden, but I have a favor to ask from you. Would it be okay if my mom moved in with you guys again? We don't want her living with us anymore.
Wait, what? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Did something happen between you guys?
Well, I guess something happened. It's kind of hard to explain, though. To put it simply, Mom has become a huge hindrance to my family. She gets in our way just by living with us. We don't want to live with her anymore, so we're planning to kick her out. She is old and useless now, so you can have her back.
How could you say that about her? She's your mom, isn't she?
She is my mom, but that doesn't make any of what I said untrue. She also managed to injure her knees again, and she needs to be taken to the hospital pretty often. My entire family is really busy, so none of us can take her to the hospital. She keeps on whining that she's in pain and won't shut up about it. Her entire existence is just so annoying these days.
I am so shocked to hear all this. I think that you've really crossed the line this time. I've also heard that your husband is currently unemployed. No offense, but I'm sure that he has all the time in the world. I'm sure he has the time to take Katie to the hospital once in a while.
Wait, what did you just say? How do you know about that? I don't remember telling you about it. I know that he's unemployed right now, but that doesn't mean he has lots of free time available. He's really busy trying to look for a new job and stuff. I don't have the time either because I have to do all the housework and care for my children.
I know that's all a lie. I heard that Katie is the one doing all the housework. It sounds like you guys are all treating her like a slave. I think you need to care for her just like you care for your children. The way you're treating her right now is just simply unacceptable. I cannot forgive you for this.
How dare you talk to me like this? I'm not going to listen to anything that you tell me to do.
If you were going to be too busy to care for her, you never should have let her move in with you guys in the first place. You should have thought about all of this in advance. It was obvious that she was going to need someone to take her to the hospital from time to time. I asked you about all of this before she moved in with you guys. You told me that you had it all figured out. It doesn't seem like you have anything figured out at the moment.
Well, I thought it would all work out at the time. It's not like I can read the future, you know. It turns out that Mom needs much more care than I originally thought. We all make some mistakes from time to time. You're trying to make it sound like all this is my fault.
I'm blaming you because it really is your fault. I know the real reason why you asked her to move in with you. Why did you ask her to pay the $100,000 for your new house? I heard that you demanded the money from her in exchange for letting her live with you guys. You didn't even give her a bedroom to herself. I heard you're forcing her to live in the living room, even though she was the one that paid for the place. Now you're trying to kick her out? The house you're living in was paid for by her. I can't believe you're forcing her out after only a couple of months.
You really need to shut your mouth. What are you trying to suggest I did? You really need to stop sticking your head into my family's business. This has nothing to do with you. You're just my brother's wife. You need to stay out of this. Actually, this has everything to do with me. Katie is a very special person to me. I see her as my second mom. I am not going to just sit back and watch you treat her so terribly. I think what you are doing to her is unacceptable. It doesn't matter if I'm your family or not. You're so annoying. Please just shut up already. All I need you to do is let my mom move back in with you. We don't need this useless old hag living with us anymore. She barely has any savings left now. We have no use for her anymore, so you guys can have her back. You are a monster. How could you treat your own family like this? Pretty much all her savings were gone after she paid to get our house built. I was hoping to get a little more money out of her, but it seems like she really doesn't have any left. I would have happily taken care of her if she was willing to pay us. She doesn't have any money left, so there's no benefit for us to let her live here anymore. Does that all make sense now? So you guys were only letting her live with you for the money then? The only thing you guys cared about was the money from the very start. You forced her to use up all her savings and now you're kicking her out. Yeah, pretty much. There's no point in letting her live with us anymore. It's time for you guys to take her back. She's an important person to you, right? You should thank me for letting you have her back. Unfortunately, she is not going to have any money left to give to you guys. I can't let Katie live with you guys any longer. I'm taking her back. Yeah, go ahead and do that. She's going to need a lot of care because she is not doing so well recently. You and Tom are both really kind, so I know you guys won't abandon her. I hate her, but she is still my mom after all. I wouldn't want her to die. There's no need for you to worry about that. We will make sure that she gets all the care and help that she needs from us. She has a large amount of money saved up for this after all. Wait, what did you just say? I thought she had no money left. She has plenty of money saved up in another account. I'm going to do my best to support her and care for her needs. However, I'm not going to be able to do everything. We're planning on hiring a nurse that can come and help out when we need. We can also hire a taxi when I'm not able to drive her to the hospital myself. She has more than enough money saved up for her retirement after all. Wait, hold on a minute. What money are you talking about? I thought she had nothing left now. I checked the balance in her bank account the other day and there was basically nothing left. I'm sorry, but I don't have the time to explain anything to you right now. I've got to get going. Tom is going to come and pick her up at some point today. Would you make sure that all her belongings are packed up and ready to be loaded into the car? Mina? What's going on? You need to explain everything to me. What happened to my parents' house that you guys were living in? I stopped by to visit and all that's left is an empty plot of land. What happened to the house? The entire plot of land is up for sale as well. Tell me what's happening. I asked the neighbors what happened and they told me that you guys have moved into a high-rise condo. Is it really true that you guys are living in a luxury condo on the top floor? I think the rumors have been exaggerated a little. We don't live on the very top floor. It is true that we managed to purchase a nice high-rise condo to live in, though. The view from our place is wonderful. We can see the entire city from here. What on earth is going on? Are you telling me that you guys somehow managed to afford such a nice place? I didn't think you guys had this kind of money. Oh, don't get me wrong. We weren't the ones that purchased this place. Katie was kind enough to purchase this condo for us. Wait, what did you just say? You're kidding, right? I'm not kidding at all. I can send you some pictures of our new place if you don't believe me. Katie told us that she no longer wanted to spend the rest of her life in the house me and Tom lived in. She told us that she wanted to live in a luxury high-rise condo that was friendly to elderly people as well. The condo is located right next to the hospital, so it's very convenient. I can't believe it. I thought she didn't have any money left. She told us that she had actually been looking for a condo like this for a while. She realized that the house that we used to live in wasn't really suitable for elderly people. is kind of isolated and very far from the hospital. She experienced all this firsthand when taking care of her sick husband. After you kicked her out, she decided that she would move into a high-rise condo. She offered to buy us the condo next door to her, so that she had some people that she could depend on nearby. We were hesitant on accepting something so expensive, but she kept on insisting that she would feel more at ease with us next door to her. So you're telling me that she just gave you guys a high-rise condo? That's not fair at all! She told us that she's probably going to have to depend on us a lot in the near future. She said to think about it as a gift in advance. I can't believe it! That's so not fair. You guys get given a high-rise condo just for taking care of her? All you have to do is take her to the hospital once in a while. Even I can do that. We only got $100,000 to build our new house. Buying a high-rise condo must cost closer to $800,000. Yeah, it's absolutely insane, right? I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the price of this place. I was even more surprised when Katie paid the full amount without even batting an eyelid. How is that even possible? I had no idea she had that kind of money saved up. Why does my mom have that kind of money? Her bank account was empty when I checked it.
The bank account you checked was one of many that she has. She managed to save up a huge amount over the years as she lived very frugally. I've been the one keeping track of all her money for the past few years. Mom asked me to look after her money as she was starting to get old.
Wait, what? Who is this? Is this Tom I'm talking to?
Yeah, it's me. Why the hell are you contacting my wife and not me? If you have any complaints, then you should be saying it to me. I'm your brother. This is a family matter. Stop trying to get my wife involved in all this mess you've caused. Or are you contacting her because you thought that you could push her around?
Well, it's not like that. I really wanted to talk to Kara, you know?
I've been taking care of both our parents' money ever since me and Kara moved in with them. Mom told me that she no longer trusted herself to look after such a huge amount of money. She told me that she could trust me with everything, including all her money.
Why didn't she ask me to look after her money? I had no idea that you were the one taking care of her money. She didn't even give me permission to check her bank account when I lived with her. That's why I had to secretly look at her balance when she was asleep.
It's because she can't trust you at all. That's just a great example of why she didn't want to leave any of her money in your control. It's not acceptable to look at someone's bank account without their permission.
What are you talking about? I'm a very trustworthy person.
How is she meant to trust you after what you did to her? You asked her to move in with you so that she would pay the $100,000 to build her new house. After the house was built, you treated her like a slave and then kicked her out after several months. I would understand why she wouldn't want to trust someone who would do that.
Shut up! Stop talking to me! Where did Mom even get the money to buy 2 high-rise condos from? That should cost her a few $1,000,000 if she's hiring a nurse to look after her as well. I find it hard to believe that she would have that kind of money. Our family was never that rich growing up.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised when I found out about the amount of money that she had in her bank. Apparently, Dad had earned millions of dollars when he was younger, and they never got around to spending it all. They just left it sitting in his bank account. When he passed away, all the money was given to Mom.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that you didn't know about it. Who knows what you would have done if you knew. Anyway, we're going to be taking care of Mom from now on. We don't need your help at all, so you don't need to worry about her anymore. In fact, I want to ask you to cut ties with us all. We really can't forgive you for the way you treated her.
I'm really sorry that I had to end up back with you guys. There's no problem at all. I'm glad that we're back to living together again. We kind of thought that things might end up like this anyway. We had made preparations for you to be able to move back in with us whenever you wanted. I really thought that Mina offered me to move in with her in good faith. That's why I decided to move in with her and her family without thinking too deeply about it. The first thing they asked me to do when I moved in was to promise them that I would pay them $100,000 for the new house they wanted to build. That was the first thing they asked you for? They really are so greedy. I'm really glad that I left most of my money in Tom's hands. Who knows what would have happened if Mina knew about my money? I'm really sorry that I got you involved in all this mess. You really need to stop apologizing to me. You did absolutely nothing wrong. I should be the one thanking you for this beautiful condo that you got for us. I feel bad for accepting something this expensive for free. Please tell me whenever you need any help or favors from me in the future. Thank you so much. I am sure I'm going to need to depend on you as I get older and older. I can already feel my body starting to get weak. Time is cruel. What the hell is this? You need to explain what this is. I just received a letter from Mom saying that she never wants to see or talk to me ever again. She's trying to cut ties with me completely. Is this something that you forced her to do? I haven't forced her to do anything. I had no idea that she even sent a letter to you in the first place. I can kind of understand why she wants to cut ties with you. She must have had enough of you already. You treated her like a slave and tried to steal all her money from her. She told me in the letter that the $100,000 she paid for our house was like a parting gift. She doesn't intend to leave anything for me in her will. She told me that Tom is going to receive every last bit of her inheritance. I'm not going to receive a single dollar. I'm not sure what to do now. I was depending on her to give me a lot of money when she passed away. I don't know how else to pay for my children's tuition. If she has that much money, she should give some of it to me and my family as well. She's not obligated to give you money just because you're her daughter. She can do whatever she wants with it and give it to the people that she wants to give it to. You really need to stop talking back to me like this. Who do you think you are? Tell me the address at which my mom lives. Tell me right now. I need to talk to her about this letter face to face. I don't agree with any of what she said. Hurry up and tell me. I want to go and talk to her today. Did you really think that I would tell you her address? Of course I'm not going to tell you. I'm sure you guys can pay for your children's tuition if your husband starts working again. You should ask him to try harder to look for a job rather than bully your own mom for her money. I told you to stop telling me what to do! I've got to get going now. Sorry. Don't bother contacting me again either. I'm never going to tell you her address. Me, Tom, and Katie all decided to change our phone numbers right away. We didn't want Mina to be able to contact any of us ever again. Katie decided to use this opportunity to purchase a brand new iPhone. This was the first time she owned a smartphone, and she was amazed by all the features and apps included in the phone. She started to become very active on social media like all the young kids these days. I told her to be careful of posting herself on the internet too much as it can be very dangerous. After I told her that, she started posting YouTube videos of herself on YouTube wearing a full-face horse mask. Recently, some of her videos have started to go viral and she is gaining a bunch of subscribers on her channel. I decided to let her do what she wants as she was protecting her privacy and identity with the horse head mask. Mina, on the other hand, was struggling in all aspects of her life. Her husband still couldn't find a job and they had run out of savings completely. They couldn't pay the loans for the house and were forced to move out. Currently, Mina and her family are living a very frugal life in a rusty old apartment located in the outskirts of the city. The funny thing is that Mina actually started her own YouTube channel as well. Unfortunately, her videos are not popular at all, and her subscriber count has yet to hit 50. It doesn't look like YouTube is going to magically make her rich anytime soon. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button.
Hey, Sarah. You haven't responded to my invitation, so I thought I'd message you. You're not planning to miss your best friend's wedding, are you? Have you not received any of the invitations I sent?
Is that a serious question? Of course I'm not going to your wedding. So please stop sending me invitations. You're marrying my ex-boyfriend. You stole him from me while we were still dating. Don't you remember? Why on earth would I want to go to your wedding?
Are you still mad about that? We've been friends forever. That's no reason to miss your best friend's big day. I feel bad about stealing Rod from you and everything, but can't you just be an adult and get over it already?
Excuse me? You want me to get over my boyfriend leaving me for my best friend, who he started seeing while still seeing me?
You're like a broken record. Move on and reply to my invitation at the very least. They aren't cheap, you know. Don't you think it's pretty rude to ignore them? Just tickle your $10 and send it back, will you? The little one in my stomach's looking forward to seeing you there, too.
Huh? Little one in the stomach? Oh, don't tell me you're pregnant with Rod's kid, too.
Bingo! That's exactly right. I am. That's actually the reason we decided to get married so soon.
Oh, I see.
As soon as the news of my pregnancy was out, Rod was over the moon. And his parents were too. After that, everyone was pressuring us to get married, and the one thing led to the next. Before we knew it, we were already talking to wedding planners. I think we booked the venue that same week. But I have to say, his parents nagging us to get married was a little annoying. It's not like they're paying for it or anything.
Yeah, his parents were always like that. Even back when I was with Rod, they were always asking when we were planning to get married and when we planned to give them grandkids.
Yeah, I heard about all of that from his parents. They said you were always putting those things off, saying it's too early every time. They said they were really glad the two of you broke up since you were just wasting his time, going out with no plans of getting married. They didn't like you much, did they?
Yeah, I guess they didn't, did they? Probably because I told them to butt out of our relationship and that they shouldn't expect me to just roll over and do whatever they tell me to.
You actually told them that?
Oh. Rod's parents wanted him to take over the family business. They told me to hurry up and marry him and move in together so that I could give them the next heir as soon as possible. And not just one kid either. They told me to be prepared to give birth to at least 3, in case the oldest isn't fit to take over. I have my own career. I'm not just some machine to give them the next heir to their business or whatever. So naturally, I told them to mind their own business, like any self-respecting person would.
Are you an idiot? Who cares about having a career when you have the chance to marry into such a rich family? A lot of women would kill for a chance like that, but you've gone and lost your golden ticket because of your own pride. Not that I'm complaining, of course. I'll gladly take it off your hands.
Aren't you embarrassed to say things like that? It's not cute to be so proud of being a gold digger, you know.
Call me whatever you want. Being called a gold digger is a small price to pay. Even to just move into that house, let alone be the wife of the CEO.
Wow. And you really don't have a problem with giving up your freedom?
I'm not losing my freedom. You've always been such a drama queen. If anything, I am finally gaining my freedom. I'll never have to work a day in my life. I'll spend every day shopping and playing with my baby.
You really don't mind immediately having so many kids, either?
I love kids anyway. I'll give birth to as many as they want me to. And I don't care that his parents want to keep living with us either. It's such a big house. There's room for everyone. No one in their right mind would turn down an opportunity like this.
His parents must be delighted their son found such an easily satisfied wife, huh?
You can put it like that if it makes you feel better. I don't mind. We're gonna have an amazing wedding. It's gonna be like a fairy tale. I think your jealousy is starting to show. I'll make sure to show you all the wedding pictures and videos once it's over. Don't cry to me when you realize what a big mistake you made letting this chance slip by.
Oh, go ahead. I hope you have a great wedding, and stop sending me invitations, please. I am not going.
Hey, I know this is sudden, but how about getting back together?
That message can't have been meant for me, right?
Of course it was meant for you. I've tried, but I don't think I can get over you. I'm sorry for cheating on you and everything, but you're really the one I love. So, how about it? Do you think you can give us another chance?
Are you an idiot? You've already planned a wedding with Melody, but you're asking me to get back together? Wake up, will you?
I guess I shouldn't be surprised you would react like this. For me to suddenly come out and say something like this, you must be pretty confused, so I get it. But I am serious. You're the only one I have feelings for. You're the only one I have ever had feelings for. If you'll consider giving us another chance, I'll call off the wedding with Melody right now. Just say the word.
Wow. How selfish can you be? Do you think the world just revolves around you? Have you forgotten you're already having a kid with Melody, aren't you? Could you grow up and take responsibility for once in your life?
I never wanted any kids. She suddenly told me she was pregnant. We hadn't even discussed trying yet. If none of this happened, I never would have had any kids.
What? Isn't it a bit late for that?
I mean, if I'm responsible for a kid being born, of course I'll take responsibility for it. But it's not just me who has to step up, is it? The mother's just as responsible. Why should I suddenly become responsible for financially supporting 3 people?
Well, yeah, of course she is, but what does that have to do with anything? I don't think I'm following. Did you have a fight with Melody or something? Is that what all of this is about?
She suddenly quit her job without even talking to me about it. She said she wants to be a stay-at-home mom for the sake of the kid. She only told me after she went and handed in her resignation. She didn't even talk about it with me. She just assumed I'd be okay with suddenly just supporting us all.
And you had a problem with that? That's why you're mad?
Of course, wouldn't you be? In these times, just being a full-time housewife is impossible. It's hard enough with 2 working parents. And on my salary, it's really impossible. I don't earn enough to support a kid and such a demanding wife. I told her just to call her company and ask for her job back, but she said there's no way. She said it's a man's responsibility to provide for his family. Can you believe it?
Oh, I see. Well, I've known her for a long time, so I can't say that I'm surprised, to be honest.
Well, it's a surprise for me. And she's even got my own parents on her side. They're so old-fashioned, so obviously they agree with her. They've been on my case about trying to make my poor wife work. They told me, as a man, I should be ashamed of myself. I have no one on my side.
Your parents were always pretty old-fashioned, weren't they?
Oh yeah, my old man, tell me about it. He was always on my case for being with a woman like you.
A woman like me? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you know what I mean. Just how outspoken you were and everything. And about what's going on now, he said if it's really so hard to raise a family with my current job, I should just quit my job and move back home. They really won't stop pushing me to take over the family business. It is driving me nuts. I don't want to live in the middle of nowhere running some old paper manufacturing company. I like life in New York.
Yeah, I guess it's no surprise her parents are on Melody's side. For them, it's a perfect opportunity to push you to come home. And what does your wife think about that? About both of you leaving New York and moving in with your parents?
Do I really have to tell you? Can't you guess? She's thrilled. My parents' house is pretty big after all. She keeps calling me a CEO and telling me to stop messing around and hurry up and inherit the business already. I decided a long time ago that I was never taking over that business. I want to stay here in New York.
Oh, that's too bad. You worked really hard to get your current job, didn't you?
I knew it. If anyone would understand me, it would be you. Ever since we met at university, you're the only one who ever supported me in going for this job, rather than doing what my parents wanted. No one else seems to care about how hard I work to stand on my own 2 feet. All of our friends told me to just go into the family business, but not you. I'm so glad you understand at least. We've been together so long, there was no way you wouldn't.
Yeah, of course. I understand that much.
Of course you understand. I want to be with the woman who cried with me that day. I want to be with you again. You must still have feelings for me too, right? You're willing to give me another chance, aren't you?
I'm sorry, but I don't have any intentions of getting back with the guy who cheated on me with my former best friend. So you should just give up on this. We're never getting back together.
What? Oh, come on. There must be some part of you that wants to give us another go. I already apologized for what I did. I know I was an idiot. There's no way you can just turn your feelings off like that. We were together for so long. You must still care about me. We broke up less than a month ago. There is no way your feelings for me could just disappear so fast. Could they?
Well, I don't know what to tell you. They have.
Oh, don't lie to yourself.
You're the only one doing that. Wake up and face reality. You're having a kid with Melody, and you're getting married. It's too late for all of this now. If you don't want to go and take over your family business, then figure something out yourself. Don't bother me. Go try harder to make that new wife of yours understand where you're coming from.
I thought you understood me. Why are you being so cold? Oh, I get it. You still feel betrayed, right? I told you I'm sorry about the affair. I'll never betray you again. If this is about the affair, I told you I am sorry. I'll never, ever betray you again. You're just being cold to me because you're hurt. I understand. I know deep down in your heart you want to get back together with me.
Excuse me. That's the most delusional thing you've said yet.
Oh, and you must be worried about my parents and Melody's reaction to us getting back together, right? But don't worry about any of that. I'll explain everything. I'll make it clear that we should have never broken up in the first place.
You are not listening to me at all, are you?
Just know that I am waiting for you, okay? As soon as you're ready for us to give it another shot, just get in touch. Anytime before the wedding, or even on the wedding day itself, I'll be waiting to hear from you.
You can't be serious.
As soon as you're ready to forgive me, just let me know. I won't hold any of this against you. I know you don't mean it. I'm ready to throw everything away for you. I don't care about the consequences. My parents, their company, Melody, I don't care about any of that. I'll throw it all away for another chance with you.
Wow, I can't believe you actually came. Aren't you embarrassed? After all the invitations you rejected, here you are. I never would have thought you'd actually show up today and dressed like that. I could never. If I was you, I'd die of embarrassment before actually showing up like this.
Don't you have anything else to do right now? This is your own wedding, after all. Why are you messaging me?
I'm just in shock. I couldn't keep it to myself. After all of that acting high and mighty, promising you'd never grace us with your presence, here you are. Although, of course, I'm so happy my best friend decided to turn up for my wedding. Oh well, it is a party. You can celebrate with us.
Well then, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I didn't come to celebrate your wedding. I'm not actually participating in the wedding at all, so don't get it twisted. I hope you didn't reserve me a seat or anything.
If you're not attending, then what have you come all this way for? Oh, don't tell me you came just to congratulate me and leave a gift? Even though you're too busy to attend, you still want to give me your blessings in person. Oh, you're way too good of a friend. I'm sure Rod will be pleased too.
That's obviously not it either. I just have a few words to say to the groom, Rod. After I've said my piece to him, I'll be out of your hair.
No way! You came all this way to see Rod? And you came because you have something you want to say to him? This is too much. Are you gonna beg him to take you back? Oh, I know. You must have been planning to wait around at the back and dramatically object when the priest asks if anyone has a reason we shouldn't marry. Do you think you're in a movie or something?
Are you insane?
I'm sorry, but you've had your chance. That ship has sailed for you. I'm the one who's pregnant with his kid, remember? And we're getting married today. There's no use asking him to take you back at this point. You're wasting your time. I knew you'd regret leaving him, but I never would have imagined you'd go as far as trying to stop our wedding. Oh, I hate to break it to you, but you were never actually welcome at the wedding anyway. I only sent you invitations because I never imagined you'd
actually try and come. Okay, if you're gonna keep going on at me like this, I'll tell you why I'm here. It was actually the groom who said he wanted to see me.
Wait, what? What did you say? Don't try and save face with such an obvious lie now.
I'm not, and I don't really care about what you think. You messaged me in the first place. I don't really have time for this. So, could you just tell me where his dressing room is? I have other stuff to do today, so I want to get this over with as soon as possible.
Hey, just a minute. What do you mean Rod wanted to see you? You're obviously way more deluded than I ever thought. Now stop with the ridiculous lies and just go home already.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but he really called me over, so if you're going to keep messaging and just tell me where his dressing room is. There's something I need to tell him. That's all I'm here for. I'll be out of your hair soon enough.
In your dreams? There is no way I'm letting you see my husband. If you're this desperate to be at the wedding that you'd make up crazy stuff like this, I'll have a special seat prepared for you. If you have something to say to him, just say it in front of everyone.
What? You want me to say it in front of everyone? Is that a genuine offer?
Yeah, don't be embarrassed. If you're gonna beg him to take you back, do it in front of everyone. Since you obviously love being humiliated so much, why not do it with an audience?
Are you sure you want me to do that? I don't think the wedding will go on if I do. He might just leave the wedding with me, you know? Are you really okay with that?
Oh, don't kid yourself. There is no way something like that would happen. He's already promised to marry me. Did you forget what the point of today is in the first place?
Sure, he promised to marry you, but he said he really regrets it. He said he'd happily throw away his own parents as well as you to get back with me. That's why he got back in touch with me a little while ago.
Oh, there's no way I'd believe that.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't, would you? Were you actually serious about what you said a minute ago? About talking to him in front of everyone? If you were, I might just take you up on it.
What the hell was that about? You were actually telling the truth? Rod did actually ask you to get back together with him? What was up with those WhatsApp messages? How could he? And why did you have to show everyone those messages on our wedding day?
I didn't expect there to be a projector. That was really convenient. It was a lot easier to show everyone with that thing. It seems like everyone got the picture pretty clearly. Thanks for inviting me to talk in front of everyone. It saved me a lot of time replying to people one by one to tell them what was up.
I can't believe this. His parents love me, and I'm carrying his child. How could he? Despite all of that, he said he'd happily toss me aside to get back with you?
Oh, relax. I'm not getting back with him, so you're not getting tossed to the side. Did you not listen until the end? I rejected him pretty clearly in front of everyone, didn't I? So don't worry. He's marrying you just as planned. You can relax.
Oh, don't look down on me. There's no way we can just get married after all of that. His ex-girlfriend shows up on our wedding day and shows me messages like that from my soon-to-be husband, and you expect me to just marry him as if nothing happened? If I just go ahead and marry him now, what does that make me? Some kind of booby prize? Who in their right mind would go on with the marriage now?
What's wrong with that? I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that marrying your second choice of partner is actually the best move. So I'm sure you'll make a great family.
Don't make fun of me. Oh, how am I only his second choice? This doesn't make any sense. I will never forgive you for this.
You're really not getting back with me? Why did you come all the way to the wedding if you didn't want to get back together?
Well, I thought I answered any questions you could possibly have in my little presentation. I came here to tell you exactly what I told you. I don't have any feelings for you left, at all, and I have no intentions of ever getting back together. So go enjoy your life with Melody. I just wanted to make that as clear for you as possible. Now you can get over this fantasy of us ever getting back together and marry your pregnant fiancé like a grown-up.
Fine, I have had it with you. With or without you, I am getting out of this. I don't need anyone, including you.
Huh? Getting out of this? What's that supposed to mean?
None of these people care about me. I'll die before going through this sham of a marriage and taking over my parents' dumb old business. I heard my parents talking at the back of the wedding. The business is doing terribly. They're on the verge of bankruptcy, so they're trying to force it onto me to save their own skin.
Oh, wow. Is that what this was all about?
They think I must have a lot of money saved up from working in New York for so long. So they expect me to bail out their business. Can you believe it? They're gonna drain me for all I'm worth.
But you can't just run away from this, can you? You have a kid to think about too now.
If you were surprised about this business thing, wait till you hear this. There's something else I overheard at the wedding too. Everything about Melody being pregnant was a lie.
Wow. Really? Those people are all pretty careless, aren't they?
Yeah, I should be grateful for that, I guess. They didn't know I was in the room, so they were all talking pretty openly. And that's not all. I heard Melody talking to one of her pregnant friends, and it seems like she borrowed an ultrasound picture from her. I heard her say, "Thanks, he fell for it completely," so proudly. She really didn't seem to have any shame or regrets about what she did at all.
Wow, she really went that far?
That's exactly why I have no choice but to find a way out of all of this. They're all nuts. I don't give a damn about Melody, my parents' company, or any of this nonsense. She's not pregnant, and my parents' company has nothing to do with me. None of that is my problem.
What am I gonna do? Rod's gone. He knew about everything. He just left a note and ran off. He left me at the altar.
Is it really any surprise? You lied about being pregnant, and his parents kept their company situation a secret from him. I never thought I'd be saying this, but I don't blame him at all for jilting you.
How could you say that? I'm the victim here. He promised to marry me. This was supposed to be my happily ever after. I was supposed to be marrying the president of such a big company. I never expected to worry about money or anything like that again. How was I supposed to know that company was on the verge of bankruptcy?
Well then, just call off the wedding. The groom's already ran away, and you're a victim of his parents too, aren't you? Just cut ties with that family and find another rich idiot. Why are you complaining to me? Just hurry up and clean your mess up.
That's easy for you to say. Don't you think I know that already? Of course I want to call this whole thing off now, but if I do, who's going to pay for everything?
What do you mean?
His parents never said they'd pay for it. I just assumed Rod had enough money to pay for the wedding coming from that family and all. I asked his parents to pay for it, and they said if I don't plan to marry their son, it's up to us to pay for it. If I can't find Rod, what am I supposed to do? Rod's nowhere to be found. I can't afford all of this, and his parents are refusing to pay. They said they'll only help if we go through with the wedding somehow. The ceremony cost over $500,000. I can't pay for all of that alone.
Oh, that's really too bad.
I thought I'd have to sell all of the wedding gifts to stop paying it off. But when word got around about the whole fake pregnancy thing, a lot of guests demanded the gifts back.
Is that really any surprise? Those gifts were supposed to help a freshly wed couple start a new life, not pay for your lies.
So what are you suggesting? I should just pay for it all myself? I should pay over $500,000 alone? Is that what you're saying? I don't have anywhere near that much money saved up.
Well, then I guess your only other option is to find Rod and convince him to marry you, isn't it?
But I don't want that either. Who would want to marry a guy who just runs away from his responsibilities like this?
So have you thought of another option? The wedding has to be paid for, one way or another. What are you going to do?
That should be my line. You should be the one paying for it all. This is all your fault after all.
How is it my fault?
Do you really need me to tell you? You're the one who came here and ruined everything. If you never showed up, we'd just have gotten married without a hitch. I am the biggest victim here. Why should I be punished? So since this is all your fault, of course you should be paying the whole $500,000.
All right. This was fun and all, but I've heard enough. I'm gonna be blocking you now, so good luck.
Wait, what? Don't block me.
You're the one who went for a guy who was taken in the first place. Don't lecture me about who's in the right. Don't act all innocent and try and paint me as some kind of villain. You've brought this on yourself. It's pointless humoring you any longer, so I'm just gonna block you. Have a nice life.
Just wait, please. Don't block me. I'm sorry. I was just panicking. It's a lot to take in, and I can't afford to pay for it all. I was just taking my frustration out on you. I'm really sorry, so don't abandon me too. How long have we known each other?
Goodbye. I don't think you can call this me abandoning you. I don't think you can really call yourself my friend after what you did.
Oh, come on. Don't be so cold. I said I was sorry. Hello? Sarah? Have you actually blocked me? You can't have actually blocked me, right? Why aren't my messages being read? I said I'm sorry for everything. Sarah, if you can see this, I'm begging you, forgive me. Help me, please. You're the only one I have left. I promise I'll never steal your boyfriend again.
In the end, their wedding obviously had to be canceled, and all of the wedding gifts were returned to the guests. And I heard Rod and Melody are both responsible for splitting the wedding costs between themselves. Melody apparently begged her own parents to bail her out and lend her the $250,000 that she was responsible for. Her parents were at the wedding and knew about everything she did, including how she started seeing him while he was married, as well as faking a pregnancy. They still lent her the money in the end, but they demanded she pay it back as soon as possible. So she's been working on that for a while now. She left her previous job pretty decisively, and she had already been replaced, so going back wasn't an option. At the moment, she's desperately trying to find a new job since she doesn't really have any other options. And as for the runaway groom, his friends went looking for him after he jilted Melody and found him at a nearby casino. I heard he gave in at the end and took over his parents' company in exchange for them covering his half of the wedding expenses. He's working really hard to get them out of debt at the moment, but it seems like a long and hard road until the business is profitable again. Thanks for watching until the end. Leave a like if you liked the video and make sure to subscribe for more videos.